Good morning, guys. Hi. We are currently about to head out for work. Right now it's about 7 o'clock. I want to catch the 7:38 train so I can head over to Boston to go to work. So this is what my outfit is looking like today. So what we're wearing a cardigan, bodysuit, some jeans, and some white shoes. These are my white shoes. So yeah, nothing much. Just going to work for real. But anyways, we're off to work. See you there. Bye. I am driving off to work right now. I'm taking the local roads instead of the highway because I want to talk to you guys. I know that if I take the highway, I'm gonna be too focused on the road and scared that like something might go wrong, so I wouldn't be able to actually chat. But we're taking local roads today. One, because I'm pretty early, so I don't have to be there super fast, and then two, because I want to chat. So I'm getting pretty comfortable with my driving now. If you look back on my YouTube videos or my my Instagram videos or my TikTok, where I explain my driving, me learning how to drive and the driving vlogs, you can see my growth. I'm actually able to like drive to work now, well, not to work, to a train station, but you know, progress. We're making progress. I think I got this car in March. I literally got it because I needed to learn how to drive, so it's my practice car. But it's been serving me well. We love to see it. I didn't even introduce myself. Hi guys, my name is Damilola. Most people call me Dami. I graduated Vanderbilt in 2023. I am now working in clinical research, trying to figure out what I want to do with my life. But I come along for the ride. It's fun over here. Fun most times, you know. These post-grad blues are definitely real, and adulting is hard, but we're figuring it out, and figuring it out alone is hard, so let's figure it out together. So right now I'm going to work. Like I said, I work in clinical research. I work in pediatric neurology and rare diseases, and what we work on mostly is leukodystrophies. Leukodystrophies are diseases of the white matter of the brain. The disease that I work with most frequently, the two diseases, are Canavan disease and adrenoleukodystrophy, specifically the cerebral version of that. Yeah, I really like my job actually. I love my patients. The patients are really great people, especially in rare diseases. There's so few of them, and the community is so tight knit that they're just all amazing people. And my coworkers are great too. I feel like I have good mentors where I'm at. It's really good. The only thing I would complain about is the pay. It's absolutely trash, but that's okay because I'm there for experience, and then we're gonna skedaddle. But if the pay was more, I would stay for maybe one more year instead of leaving next year. Yeah, we have a dosing coming up for one of my trials. Dosing, as in, this is for the Canavan trial. We do an infusion of the gene therapy once for that one, and then we track the patient. We see how they're doing, how they're faring. So I work like I said, I work as a clinical research coordinator. I work in clinical trials, and we basically take the sponsors study drug from the industry, and we are a site within that study, and we test the drug and see how it works. And especially in rare diseases, there's just not a lot of options for these patients, so it's really good when these trials come up because then they have some hope. A lot of these diseases, like Canavan disease, there's no real outcome for you. There's no real hope. You see these symptoms manifest very young, and it just progressively gets worse. The decline rate may be a bit less steep for you. You may be stable for a bit, but it's definitely going to decline in the future. But we just pray and hope for the best. I see some of these patients sometimes, like whenever they end up in the emergency department, or whenever parents are telling me about an adverse event that their child has had, it's just very sad because you want the best for these patients, but you also understand how difficult this disease is and how how much they're going through, how much pain they're going through, how much emotional damage the parents are going through. But we pray and we hope for the best. Pray that God gives all of them health, peace, and just a stable state of mind. Because we talk a lot about the physical strains of things, but the emotional strain is also there. Just seeing your child go through all of these pains, all of these hardships, and not being able to do anything about it is very difficult. And then seeing that child growing up and not really being aware of what's happening around them, but knowing that they are in pain, they are seeing that there's something wrong with them. It's difficult. But there are, as much as there are lows, there are also highs. The highs of seeing people progress, seeing people improve in their situation, seeing these kids reach developmental stages that they wouldn't be able to reach otherwise. It's very, very, very rewarding. I'll never forget the first time that I was here for dosing for my Canavan trial. One of the family came over and they went to go do their child's MRI. It was their first MRI that they had here, and the tears flowing down from their face as their child went under anesthesia. Oh my goodness, it could have been like from a Hallmark movie. Like, they started crying, hugging each other, and like ran out of the MRI room. It was really so sad, and I didn't know. At that moment, all you can do is have sympathy and empathy for them. But what else are you gonna do? You can't tell them, oh, it's gonna be okay, things will work out for you, because you don't know that. You really don't know that. But you just have to speak life over them, pray for them in your heart, and be there for them. Just be that emotional stability from them when they can't do that, when they can't regulate that for themselves. But yeah, I like my job. But I do want to pivot into industry. The thing that I know that I'll be lacking is the patient contact, because I love the patients. Their stories are so touching, and being able to like be updated with them and keep up with them is really great. And I know that in industry you can't do that because you have to be blinded, and like you just simply can't do that because it'll mess with the integrity of the study. So I'm trying to find a balance, trying to find a right path that still allows me a bit more ownership of things and a bit more oversight, and also still having that patient contact. I don't know how that will though. If you have recommendations down below, please. Going back to when I said that adulting is hard and postgrad blues are real, child, tell me right over the weekend, I just felt like an immense feeling of sadness. I was like literally, I don't know why, I just felt just that sad emotion just washed over me. I'm like, where is this coming from? And then oh Jesus, okay, this is why I cannot be driving in the highway, because all the sights and sounds, it'll be too overstimulating for me. We almost passed the red light, but I stopped because I'm the driver. But yeah, I was just really sad over the weekend. I think I was just mourning my old life, mourning when I knew what I was doing, and now I'm just in a limbo, like, oh, what am I doing with my life? I see it's, comparison is really the thief of joy, because like I'll hop on LinkedIn and I'll see so much good happening for others, and I'm so happy for them, so proud of them. But then again, I look at myself like, oh, what are you doing with your life? How are you progressing yourself? And it's, everybody's on their own lane, everybody has their own time to shine, everybody will figure out what their own passions, what their own desires are when the time comes. God has a plan for everybody, and He will make it known to you when the time arrives. But that also doesn't mean that you sit on your laurels. You have to keep developing yourself. You have to keep growing in whatever you wish to do. You have to keep looking for those passions, because when that time comes, you don't want to be unready. You want to be ready to pick up the mantle and run with it. You want to be ready to take what God has dropped into your life and do something with it. Yes, there is potential there, but like they always say, you don't marry potential. You have to see tangible things. You have to see you definitely working to make that potential into something, to make that potential into a goal, and a potential to an achievement. Um, so yeah, I was just sad about me not knowing what to do with my life, sad about me not being able to keep up with my friendships. I'm not a good friend. I think I've realized that. I've come to terms with that. I need to change that. I don't think I'm a good friend at all. I lack communication skills. I don't. A lot of times, like, I'll get into my head, like, especially in this situation, like I told you before, how I was feeling sad about where I am in life. So I'll get into my head about that, and then people will be contacting me, or like friends will be trying to reach out, and I'm not in the right state of mind to answer it. Seeing a notification, seeing texts, seeing calls, that makes me anxious. I see it and I want to reply, but I physically cannot. My brain power is not up to that level at that point in time, so I just let it be, and I reply when I have the energy. But it doesn't cost me anything to send a reply saying, oh, sorry, I'm not feeling really well right now, but I'll reply to this as soon as I can. That doesn't cost me anything. I think another issue is that I don't like people seeing me when I'm down. I don't know how to let people in and see those moments and see that depth of me. I want people to see the perfect persona that I've created, because that's how I feel like everybody should be, which is not great. Everybody has depth. Everybody has something going on in their lives. Nobody is perfect, and that I don't have to be perfect because nobody's perfect. So why am I forcing myself to keep up this persona when who asked me, who sent me? Nobody's asked me to do all these things. Yeah, so this is why sometimes a lot of my friendships are very surface level, because I don't share that depth with people. I don't share my struggles with people. I don't share my worries, things like that, because I feel like they'll, I guess, view me differently if they see that. But no, that's what strengthens friendship. That depth, that bond that you create when you let somebody see the real you, when you're vulnerable with somebody. And that's, I don't know, I don't know how to do that. I also partially equate that to me growing up in the African household. If you know, you know. Emotions are simply not there. Emotions are not taught. You're just taught to do what you're told and keep pushing on. But you need that emotion. It's part of life. It's part of developing relationships. It's part of having those intimate relationships with other people. If you don't have that, then how are you meant to keep up with them? They're gonna move on with their lives. They're gonna have that growth, and you're gonna be left behind, still in that same spot that you were, because no depth was created. I always just wanted a best friend, just somebody that can relate to me, somebody that knows me so well, that can see me for who I truly am, that I can share these worries, share these depths with. But I didn't realize that in order to actually get there, you have to share the worries. You have to share the depth. I skipped that part. I was like, oh, they should just know me. They should just know where I am and what's going on. But that's not the case, my dears. That's not the case at all. We're figuring that out. Figuring out how to be a friend, how to create intimate relationships, how to communicate. And that's a journey. That's a life journey that I'm on. And we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Honestly, I think I need to start therapy. I think there's some, I don't want to say traumas, but there's just some things that I need to work through. But I don't know how to do it. I don't know where to start with going to seek therapy. Like, is this an online thing? Is this a go to your medical office thing? Child, I don't have like a PCP, a primary care person in Rhode Island since I left Nashville. I have not been to the hospital. It's just like, I have insurance through work, but I just, the task of calling the hospital, setting up the appointments, figuring things out there. I've tried a couple times and it just was always so tricky. So I was like, I don't care, I'm gonna leave it alone. But you should not wait until you need something to get those steps in place, to get those necessary things in place for when you need it. Because if God forbid something happens, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I didn't do my part in getting those certain details in place. So I don't know. I need to figure that out. I need to figure that out ASAP. post-grad things, adulting things. All right, I'm pulling up to the train station soon, so I guess I'll chat to you guys later today. Toodaloo. We have picked up my breakfast. I go to Dunkin' so often. I get a wake-up wrap, order of hash browns, and then a refresher because I don't like coffee. Coffee makes me too jittery, so I get a refresher. Sometimes with green tea, that gives me a bit more energy, but I don't like green tea either, so I get it with lemonade. So basically, I'm drinking juice in the morning. This is what it is. We're trying to better our ways. So I grabbed my Dunkin', headed on the train, and we were off to South Station. Once I get to South Station in Boston, I take the red line over to the hospital. And yeah, that's it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay blessed, happy, healthy, and safe. Bye.